just can't resist. From the Rockies to the big prairie skies, we soar so high, make spirits rise. Let the bass drop, hear the anthem thump, feel the ground shake with every jump. We're a family bound by laughs and cheers, spreading kindness, we know fears. Raise your glass, keep calm and jive on, dance to the beat till the break of dawn. Jive, oh Canada, we're bold and free, celebrating life, that's our decree. Maple leaf vibes with a shot of fun, dripping in love like syrup spun. Calgary's heart fuels the northern fire, KCCO crew will take you higher. Raise your glass, keep calm and jive on, dance to the beat till the break of dawn. Jive, oh Canada, we're bold and free, celebrating life, it's our decree. Maple leaf vibes with a shot of fun, dripping in love like syrup spun. Calgary's heart fuels the northern fire, KCCO crew will take you higher. Decree. Raise your glass, keep calm and jive on, dance to the beat till the break of dawn. Jive, oh Canada, we're bold and free, celebrating life, that's our decree. Decree. Oh, oh, that's our decree.
City lights are glowing bright tonight. KCCO crew, it feels so right. Calgary roaring with the flames we stoke. This is the vibe, the unbreakable folk. Raise your glass, keep calm and jive on, dance to the beat till the break of dawn. Jive, oh Canada, we're bold and free, celebrating life, that's our decree. Cowboy hats with a party twist, yeehaw moves you just can't resist. From the Rockies to the big prairie skies, we soar so high, make spirits rise. Let the bass drop, hear the anthem thump, feel the ground shake with every jump. We're a family bound by laughs and cheers, spreading kindness, we've no fears. Raise your glass, keep calm and jive on, dance to the beat till the break of dawn. Jive, oh Canada, we're bold and free, celebrating life, it's our decree. Maple leaf vibes with a shot of fun, dripping in love like syrup spun. Calgary's heart fuels the northern fire, KCCO crew will take you higher. Raise your glass, keep calm
Under Calgary's sun where the Rockies rise, KCCO vibes, it's no surprise. We're living large, oh Canada, partying hard all night and day. Turn up the beat, feel that bassline drop. With Child Nation, we'll never stop. Raise your glass, let's make a toast to the West Coast, who does it most. KCCO Calgary, where we come alive. Chive on Canada, let's feel the vibe. In the heart of Alberta, where the fun don't cease. Raving through the night, finding inner peace. From the prairies to the peaks, we gather here with friends so dear and spirits clear. Chavo Canada, we all unite for freedom, kindness, and endless light. Turn up the beat, feel that bassline drop. With Chive Nation, we'll never stop. Raise your glass, let's make a toast to the West Coast, who does it most. KCCO Calgary, where we come alive. Chive on Canada, let's feel the vibe. In the heart of Alberta, where the fun don't cease. Raving through the night, finding inner peace.
And a happy hump day to you. Hopefully, you're having a wonderful Wednesday and enjoying the wonderful weather wherever you are watching from. And yeah, it definitely has cleared up here. Fortunately, the fires in BC have subsided a bit here, so we're not getting the smoke anymore here in Calgary. So, but unfortunately, that means there's a ton of devastation to go back to and start the process of rebuilding those communities. So, my heart definitely goes out to all of those that have been affected by the wildfires this year. Hopefully, you were able to make it through without losing anything or anybody uh, during the summer. So, and with that, just want to take a peek and see. I see Mr. Potter is online. Good day, sir. Hopefully, you're having a wonderful, wonderful week. And we're going to have some fun here tonight. For those that don't know who I am, my name is Kevin, one of your KCCO Calgary admins. And what I like to do here is have some fun, talk to what's going on in Chive Nation, what's going on with KCCO Calgary here, locally here in Calgary. And yeah, just trying to spread some good news and positivity. And if you took a look at our thumbnail for today's show, it is going to be about Calgary Inventions. And it's going to be a ton of fun. But before we get into that, we're going to head on over to the Chive Charities page and read a story. So why don't we head on over to this? And then today's story is going to be about Colby, the A team. So decided to get the most recent, as the last one we read a couple of stories. So we're going to read the most current one on the Chive Charities site today. So for the first 12 years of Colby's life, it was mostly just him and his mom, Heather. They rode dirt bikes together. They went fishing and camping. They packed up the car for road trips and chased adventures wherever they could find them. Once Heather surprised Colby with a trip to Disneyland for his 7th birthday, keeping their destination secret for nearly the entire drive. Wow, that's pretty good. We were buddies, she said. As their family grew, that spirit never really changed. There were camping trips and days on the water, off-road races and vacations, motorcycles and deep-sea fishing. Colby grew into a young man who loved being outside, working full time, spending time with his friends, and staying in motion. Look at that cute kid. But there's a softer side to him too. When a friend lost his dog, Colby gathered photos and made him a huge collage to hang on his wall. He's very caring and sweet, Heather said. By the summer of 2024, Colby was 20 years old and building a life of his own. Oh, a sloth. Look at that. That's so cool. And then one morning in August, everything changed. Heather was getting ready for a work meeting when her husband texted around 6:30 a.m. He and Colby were both on their way to work and he had noticed traffic beginning to slow. Their family shared their locations, and when he checked the GPS, Colby had stopped moving. Oh, excuse me. A few minutes later, Heather's phone rang. Colby had been in an accident. Her husband had reached the scene where first responders were already caring for him. Colby had sustained severe traumatic brain injury, beginning a journey that would reshape nearly every part of his life and his family's. In the weeks and months that followed, the young man that had spent his life riding, fishing, working, traveling, and exploring suddenly needed help with nearly every part of his daily life. Today, Colby cannot walk, talk, eat, or drink independently. He relies on specialized equipment and around the clock support. And his family has learned to communicate with him in new ways. Ask him a yes or no question, and Colby can answer with his eyes. He can let them know when he is uncomfortable. And slowly, Heather continues to notice what she calls micro improvements. But for Heather, there is another layer to Colby's story. For 10 years, she worked as a flight nurse, caring for critically ill and injured patients during medical transport. Her husband also worked as a flight medic. Trauma was not unfamiliar to her. She understood the medical system. She knew what serious injuries could mean for a patient and the people who loved them. She just never imagined she would experience it from this side. After Colby's injury, Heather stopped flying and became his full-time caregiver. The clinical knowledge she once used for strangers became one of her greatest tools for caring for her son. She knows what changes to watch for. She understands how to navigate equipment and medical care. And perhaps most importantly, she knows how to advocate fiercely for him. But no amount of medical experience could teach her how to be both nurse and mom. There are moments when Heather can draw on a decade of training and experience, and there are moments where she is simply a mother who misses her son's laugh. Still, the relationship at the center of Colby's life remains. Heather talks to him like she always has. His family makes sure he is greeted, spoken to, and included. They pay attention to what makes him comfortable and what seems to bring him joy. And increasingly, they are asking a familiar question for their boy. How do we get Colby back outside? The answer isn't simple. Standard wheelchair can't turn sand, water, trails, and uneven terrain into barriers. Even many adaptive beach chairs aren't built for someone with Colby's needs. His head and body require proper support, and because he cannot reposition himself, he needs the ability to recline and relieve pressure safely. His family learned that firsthand during a trial trip to the beach. They managed to get Colby down to the water, but the chair they used was too small and offered too little support. Still, Heather saw something important. Colby seemed to enjoy being there, outside, in the breeze, near the water. It looked a little like the life they had always shared. So Heather kept searching and found an all-terrain beach wheelchair designed to provide the positioning and support Colby needs while allowing him to safely navigate the sand and water. Oh, look at the tires on those. That's amazing. At nearly $10,000, though, the chair was more than the family could take on alone. Then Heather found Chive Charities and a community of supporters ready to help get Colby back outside. With a $9,800 grant, the Chive Charities is funding Colby's new all-terrain wheelchair, a piece of equipment that can help him return something his injury took away: access. For Heather, this isn't simply about getting Colby from one place to another. It's about making sure he knows he is still part of this family. I think it's super important because of a lot of things he's left out of, she said. Him feeling like he's still part of the family is important. Heather knows their adventures will look different now. There will be more planning, more equipment, more consideration for what Colby's body needs. The road trips may be harder and the destinations may have to change. But this mother and son have been finding their way into the world together since Colby was little. And they're certainly not stopping now. For Heather, the hope for her son's future is both enormous and beautifully simple. She wants him to be comfortable. She wants him to be included. She wants him to be happy. For most of Colby's life, wherever the adventure led, he and his mom found their way there together. They were a team then, and nearly 2 years after everything changed, they still are. Now, with the right set of wheels beneath them, Heather can get her adventure buddy back to the water and remind him that no matter how much life has changed, he still belongs right in the middle of it. And then donating to Chive Charities to help people like Colby get their equipment and their access and the possibilities to keep moving forward. So if you're able to, would love for you to become a Chive Charities donor. All right. So yeah, just taking a quick peek to see who is on here, and also for me to get my presentation ready for today. This is going to be a fun one. I'll just get it all set up here. Here, put it there. There. Minimize that. Got it. And there. I think we've got it here. So let's do this. So, as we had the thumbnail said, we're looking at some Calgary inventions, and we're going to do it in a fun way here. So, rather than just going through all of them, we're going to have a bit of a game here to see how much you actually know about these inventions and whether you know that they actually were created in Calgary. So, let's head off to question number 1. So, which iconic drink was invented in Calgary in 1969 by mixologist Walter Chell at the Calgary Inn? Was it the Maple Leaf Cocktail? Was it the Shaft Cocktail? Was it the Caribou Cocktail? Or was it the Caesar Cocktail? Many Canadians probably will know the answer, and definitely Calgarians know what the answer is. And that answer is C, or Caesar. D is the answer. Walter Chell created the savory Caesar cocktail at the Calgary Inn, now the West Inn, using vodka, clamato juice, Worcestershire sauce, and spices. So it's basic. It's not basically. It's the equivalent of the Bloody Mary down in the U.S., but this is a Canadian version that, depending where you go, you can see a lot of different variations of them. If you go to the Calgary airport, you can get like sliders put on as a garnish as well. So, yeah, it's quite a unique drink. Number 2. Which classroom and boardroom technology was invented in Calgary in 1991? So maybe some of you actually use some of this technology, or maybe some of you are too young and it has come and gone out of the classrooms now. So was it A, the smartboard, B, the Mimeo whiteboard, C, the e-beam system, or D, Promethean active board? Give you a second to think about that. And let me know what you think is the correct answer there. And for those that are in Calgary, you'd know that the answer is the smartboard. David Martin and Nat C. Knowlton co-founded Smart Technologies in Calgary and invented the world's first interactive touch-sensitive whiteboard in 1991. And I remember using those at my workplace because it was the new technology. So unfortunately, it's a lot of stuff has flown by in terms of how you actually capture that kind of information. So if you remember the logo, it was basically just the word smart, but in a different fun font. All right, question number 3. This should be a good one. Which famous Canadian Chinese dish was invented at Calgary's Silver Inn restaurant in 1975? Was it the Hawaiian pizza, General Tso's chicken, California roll, or ginger beef? So if you are a fan of Chinese food, let me know. And what is your favorite dish as well? So, which famous Canadian Chinese dish was invented at Calgary's Silver Inn restaurant in 1975? Hawaiian pizza, General Tso's chicken, California roll, and ginger beef. The answer is ginger beef. Chef George Wong created crispy deep-fried ginger beef at the Silver Inn on Center Street in Calgary to suit Western tastes. And is absolutely delicious. Question number 4. This is a very interesting one that sort of took me by surprise when I was actually putting stuff together. So, Which world famous programming language was created by Calgary born computer scientist James Gosling? So, all you computer people out there, are you familiar with all of these programming languages? Was it A, C++ programming language, B, Java programming language, C, Ruby programming language, or D, Python programming language? So, which of the ones? Was it C++, Java, Ruby, or Python? And I have to say, when I found out the answer, I never realized that they were actually Calgary born, but it was a huge programming language way back in the day. The answer is Java. James Gosling, known as the father of Java, was born near Calgary and studied at the University of Calgary before creating Java at Sun Microsystems in 1995. So, if that looks familiar to you in some previous computer systems that you used, and me being in the IT world, I definitely do recognize this. Next one, number 5. Which low-cost point-of-use water purification device was developed by Dr. David Manns at the University of Calgary? Was it the Slingshot Purification Unit, Life Straw Filtration Device, Sodus Water System, Biosand Water Filter? So what I'm going to show you on the next page is actually a description of how it works, not the actual device itself. So was it the Slingshot Purification Unit, Life Straw Filtration Device, Sodus Water System, or the Biosand Water Filter? And the answer is the Biosand Water Filter. Dr. David Manns developed the Biosand water filter at the University of Calgary in the 90s to provide clean drinking water to developing communities globally. So what it does is it has a diffuser, some standing water, some filtration sand, separating gravel, and a drainage gravel. So these were all materials that developing countries had. So it was just a technology of learning how to get that water back into, back into and clean it so it can be consumed. So, let's say, where's my pointer here? So yeah, we have the water that goes in here, goes through the diffuser, and then goes through, this is that standing water, and then it goes through the filtration sand, and then separating gravel, and then the drainage gravel, and then there's a tube that goes all the way back up and then out, and that's where it comes back out, and all clean and filtered. Okay, next question, number 6. Which sustainable prefabricated interior construction system was founded and developed in Calgary in 2004? Was it Tesco prefabricated panel system, Lindell cedar wall system, Katera prefab building system, or the dirt modular construction system? Those in the construction industry definitely will know this answer. The answer is D, the dirt modular construction system. So DIRT is actually an acronym for Doing It Right This Time. Was founded in Calgary by Marlon Daniels, Barry Loberg, and Jeff Gosling, combining 3D design software with custom prefabricated interior wall manufacturing. So this is at their experience center in their office where it actually comes, and it's all the prefabricated walls that they just package together, and then you put them together when you get to the site as opposed to building it on site. Number 7. Which medical imaging innovation allowed real-time brain scans during surgery was developed in Calgary? Was it the ceiling-mounted and intraoperative MRI? Was it Cobalt-60 radiation therapy machine? Was it the Canadarm space robotic manipulator? Was it external artificial cardiac pacemaker? So yeah, once again, which medical imaging innovation allowing real-time brain scans during surgery was developed in Calgary? And unfortunately, the picture I have is not an accurate one, but it will explain what it is. So, A, ceiling-mounted intraoperative MRI, Cobalt-60 radiation therapy machine, Canadarm space robotic manipulator, or D, external artificial cardiac pacemaker. The answer is A, ceiling-mounted intraoperative MRI. Researchers at University of Calgary's Cumming School of Medicine and Foothills Medical Center pioneered movable ceiling-mounted intraoperative MRI systems, or IMRIs, for neurosurgery. So this is an MRI machine, but they had done it with a ceiling-mounted version, so the patient doesn't actually have to move. Number 8, almost there. Which major petroleum recovery process was invented in Calgary by Dr. Roger Butler? And I know this for a fact before I even copy and pasted this question, because I am in the oil and gas industry, and one of the companies I worked for patented a bunch of stuff using this technology. So once again, the answers are A, cyclic steam stimulation flooding, B, high volume hydraulic fracturing, C, matrix acidizing well stimulation, or D, steam assisted gravity drainage. Which one of those 4 is the major petroleum recovery process that was invented in Calgary by Dr. Roger Butler? The answer to that is D, steam-assisted gravity drainage. Dr. Roger Butler invented steam-assisted gravity drainage, or SAGD, in Calgary, revolutionizing the underground oil sands extraction through dual horizontal wells. And this is a picture of how it actually works. So way down, you have your bitumen, and it uses steam that is super hot, and the steam rises and heats the bitumen, making it into a liquid, and then that liquid then goes down and is then captured by that lower tube to collect all that all the in the bottom of the chamber, and then that then goes back up to a producer well, and that's where you extract the oil and the water. So yeah, one of the companies I worked with used exclusively this process for quite a few of their sites to be able to get the most amount of oil out of the ground. Number 9. Which regional variation of Vietnamese food noodle soup featuring a spicy peanut and chili broth was developed in Calgary? Was it the peanut and chili satay pho, Penang curry laksa, cow soy curry noodle soup, or tonkatsu pork ramen. And to save you the pain, I'm not going to repeat those. So which of the following is it? A, B, C, or D? The answer is A. Vietnamese restaurateurs settling in Calgary during the 1980s developed a distinctively thick, spicy, peanut-infused broth style known as Calgary Sauté Pho. And it is absolutely delicious. All right, on to our last one. Question number 10. And wondering whether you might have heard this. Which famous civic hospitality tradition was created in 1948 by Calgary Mayor Don McKay? Was it the Bonhomme Carnival Key Presentation, Order of the Good Cheer Gathering, White Hat Hospitality Ceremony, Freedom of the City Parchment Presentation? Yeah, I can't speak today, so that's kind of messed up a few of those. But yeah, which specific to Calgary was started by Calgary's Mayor Don McKay in 1948? And it was the White Hat Hospitality Ceremony. Mayor Don McKay and Calgary promoters started the White Hat Ceremony in 1948 by presenting white Smith-built Western hats to visiting dignitaries as an official civic key to the city. So yeah, you see many other cities present the key to the city. Ours is a white Smith-built hat. So those are the hats that are presented with that red ribbon around it. And you have to say the oath while you are being given this hat. So the oath is, I or we, having pleasured ourselves in the only genuine cow town in Canada, namely Calgary, Alberta, and having been duly exposed to exceptional amounts of heartwarming, handshaking, foot stomping, down home, country style Western spirit, do promise to share this here brand of Western hospitality with all folks and critters who cross our path. And then the finale is, the person leading the ceremony says, on the count of 3, raise your hat and shout a big old Calgary Yahoo. And then they do a countdown, 3, 2, 1, and everyone gives a big Yahoo. So that was, I'm very curious if you happen to know any of those inventions, if you knew that they were from Calgary or at least Canadian. So let me know down in the comments what ones surprised you and which ones you actually knew. All right. And with that, I'm going to wrap things up because I have a few other things I need to get done tonight. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend coming up. And I will see you next Wednesday where we will have some more fun. And let me know what kind of things that you'd like to see me do on the stream to get you more involved. So with that, I'll say cheers. Chive on and have yourself a wonderful week. Cheers. Chive on.
In a world so full of noise and clatter, we dream of making things just a bit better. Small changes adding up to a greater whole. Let's ignite the spark, let's reach our goal. We'll make the world 10% brighter. With love and kindness, we'll be fighters. Every action counts, every little letter. Together we'll make the world 10% better. From the streets and